So the next trend that we're going to talk about is unbundling. And so unbundling is something that's happening across many mobile apps today, and some of the larger and bigger players in the market, like Facebook, Google, and Foursquare, have started to unbundle some of their functionality from their kind of main apps. So you probably noticed that, Facebook recently, almost everybody's got that installed on their mobile devices. Facebook had recently created a new messenger application just for people to be able to send messages back and forth that's separate from the main application, which is now focused around seeing that kind of stream of news from your friends and family. Google's done the same thing with their Hangouts. That's the Hangout broken off as a separate application from Google+, and Foursquare has broke up into a new Foursquare app and Swarm. And the thing that's going on here is really that these big companies are recognizing that it's really hard to create a fairly complex experience that works really well for users, and it's much easier to, in fact, create a better experience when you're solving for a much more specific kind of use case. So in Facebook's case, they discovered that there was this very high percentage of people who were using the messaging, and that they could make a better messaging app by creating it as its own app and have the app entirely focused around that. And this kind of trend is happening sort of across the board. And I think that the big thing here is that these companies have discovered that there's this really simple sort of formula for how to get users to engage with these platforms, and really it's that users need to find value in that platform, and they need to provide simplicity that basically makes it very easy for users to understand the app, understand the value, and when those two things come together in an app, users are delighted by the app. And when users are delighted, they use it more, and it's just very simple. And I think we're going to see more of this kind of take place as people are striving to create better experiences and find ways that those better experiences can drive greater usage. Besides actually having greater usage for users, the other things that that companies can have that can be more focused is they can have more focused analytics. So in Facebook's case, they can look at analytics just around messaging and get better insights into how to increase that messaging usage and make the experience better. They'll probably also have a smaller team working on that, which will also result in a lower cost of maintenance, and the complexity is also greatly reduced. So I think if there's anything you kind of take away from this idea of unbundling is really that you can create a better experience by focusing on a smaller use case for your target audience. And the way that might look on, in recruitment, and the way you focus on candidates might be that if you are intending to, for example, create a mobile experience, like a mobile app experience for candidates, that rather than try to focus on every single candidate you have, whether they're active seeker, whether they're kind of passive, that you kind of focus on a smaller target audience and try to make that specific use case a lot stronger just for that one audience. And then, if you have other audiences to reach, maybe look at, do I create a separate app for them? So that's really, I think, the big takeaway for that.